Hello and welcome. My name is Linda Phippen. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Ontario, Canada. It's a very chilly day here today and I'm happy to be inside. I have been working on a couple of cards that I'm sure you're going to enjoy because I had so much fun trying to figure out exactly how to do them, and I hope that you will just give them a try, and I hope that you enjoy them. So let's just get started. Crane of Fortune is the name of the stamp set that we're going to be working with today, and I cased it right out of the catalog. Now my card is not as fine lines as the one that I'm going to make, but you can start playing with it and see what you think. But the card is on page 22 and it's this one. And I've been looking at it for a very long time, and I played with some ideas. So I'll share with you my idea, and let me know how yours turns out and if you're able to get more creases in yours. But anyway, mine is simple, and I was very pleased with it when it was done. So what I did, so this is the card. So there's not as many creases in it, I realize, but it is okay. It's okay. So I took a piece of copy paper, so it's thin. So maybe there's even a thinner paper that would crease a little better. So this is all I did. It's 11 by 1.5 inches. I'll have the measurements on the description. So I folded it in half, folded it in half again, and again, and again. Now it is hard to fold the thickness one more time, so I just took each side and gave it a little crease. And that was, I mean, that's about 1/4 inch, so you could make it finer, of course. So then you open it up, and you do need it to go in and out. So I just did it with my fingers, back and forth. Give it a good crease when you're going, because you already have fold lines that have started for you. And this, in my mind, made it so that it was pretty even. I did try a scoring board. But I didn't find it as successful, only because my it's a lot of lines. Anyway, maybe that's what the answer is. But anyway, okay, so there is the creases, and what you need to do then, of course, is you want it to turn into a circle. So I took two-sided tape because I did want it to come together, of course. So I might want another little piece. Okay, so that's it. Then you stick it together. And make sure your crease is a little bit more accurate. Then all you need to do is stick it down, and they all fall into place. At least they should. Okay, and I have a circle that I cut. And I kid you not, this goes, I mean, this glue is amazing. And it does dry fast, as we've all noticed, Okay, so I'm going to stick that on top. And you want to make sure your center is as close to together as it can be. Okay, so look at that. I bet you that wasn't even 10 seconds. I mean, you could leave it set for a little bit. And I do want to trim the, where it didn't quite line up. There we go. Okay. So the rest of the card is very, very simple as well. So I took another circle that comes from our layering circles, just the one that has a little bit of a scalloped edge. You stick it on there. I think okay, and I fussy cut the crane. It comes from, there's DSP, and there are so many cranes that you can cut out, and they're going each in either direction. So I just watch TV and cut away. Okay, so we'll put the crane on. Because the other part of the mystery of this card was I couldn't figure out how they got the gold on the crane. And then I took a closer look at the DSP, and there it was. So that made it even easier. Okay. So this DSP, one side has lots of gold, different designs of gold in it, and on the other side are other colors that you can incorporate into your card. So this is the color that I picked, this particular one. I do like the other side as well. And the gray granite is perfect match for this. Okay, I do what I did on the inside, and we don't really have to do, well, yeah, let's just do the inside instead of explaining why I'm not going to. So I used the ink, the gray granite ink, and I just put some clouds, but I didn't want it to look like we're going to have a big storm. So it's second generation of stamping, which gives them a little softer look, like it's not going to be a big storm. And then I took a few of these dragonflies and just put them along the side. And that's the inside of the card. So let's just glue that in. So that's dry. We'll glue the inside of the card. Oops, put the clouds on the top. Then I guess they could be rocks and water. Okay, so all we have to do now is add some gold, kind of stringy stuff here. I know there's a more professional name for it. And I think it came from our Christmas catalog. So you can see that I used a scrap piece of paper for this one. Okay, so you just get that on the back. And let it come out on top. You put that on. And then the sentiment, which is part of the set, is wishing you a lifetime of happiness and a world full of love, which is a lovely sentiment. And this could be a wedding card, just an anniversary card. Could just be wishing someone happiness. So that is the card, and I think it took me longer to figure out how to do the layer, the folded layer, but it was fun trying because I did all kinds of them, and I just kept going, trying to figure out how to get how to make it as easy as possible, because it was fun to do them. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I do like the way that it turned out. And I will just get our second card started. Just give me a moment. So here is the second card, and it turned out quite nice. I enjoyed doing this in our meeting, our group meeting last night. And I learned how to make this fun fold card, which similar to one I made, except it only had 2 folds, and this has 3 folds. So very pretty, again, very easy, and I make sure that you get the directions under the all the measurements under the direction. Okay, we'll try that again. All the measurements will be under the description. There we go. Got it out. Okay, the first thing we'll do is the 2 squares that involve some stamping. So the first flower that we're going to use, and this is coral, calypso coral. Very pretty color. So on one of them, I put the entire flower on. And it's nice that it has different like dimension to it, and different colors. It looks like you're an incredibly talented artist. So we will take the credit because we did have to stamp it. I mean, we didn't draw it, but we did stamp it. So it would be nice to be able to create stamps, but anyway, it's fun to stamp, so we're going to stick with that. So then there is also, with Evening Evergreen, just a little bit of greenery we'll put on, and we'll fix up this little mistake that I did. Okay, and we'll put a little bit on here. And if that's really grass. Greenery of some sort though. And then we'll put a few dragonflies on here. And there are our two inside layers. So we'll just set those aside. And that way I can get rid of this. Now, the next thing that we need to do is take our scoring board and, I mean, this is cutting and scoring. So you always have to make sure that your dark one, if you don't want to cut, is up higher. So the sizes that we need to be scoring is 1 3/4. So 1 3/4. And then 3 1/2. 5 1/4. And the last one is 7. So let me just pull my extension out here. And 7. Okay, so that was easy enough. Now this is directional. All the flowers seem to be going this way. So we want to make sure that we keep them going that way. And it was a hard call to give up on this beautiful gold on the other side, but we do pick it up. You can see it on that side of the card, and then I used it on the front. But it still was hard to do. So let's just fold our pieces. And my bone folder is not where it should be. Okay, so we fold that one. And this one goes this way. So let's give it an extra crease. Then this one goes that way. And again, see the pretty gold. It's still there though. We'll try not to be too sad. And there we go. Okay. The next thing that we need to do, there's lots of little pieces in this one. Here, let's first of all, before we do that, let's glue this on so that I don't lose any pieces. Not that I do that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we got that on there. And then there's this piece here. And again, measurements will be included. And I could have put it in my scoring board, but it's okay, we can do that. So the one piece is going to go on, let's see, here, let's put this one on first. If we keep eliminating pieces, there'll be less chance of me getting it on the wrong spot. Okay, so it's not that one that I want, it's this one. So this one will go on the inside with a gold square. Behind it, so that makes a nice frame. And I'm going to stick it right on the inside again, so I don't lay it down and put it somewhere and not be able to find it. Okay. Now, to me, okay, let's just keep gluing so we get everything where it needs to be. And then I'll tell you what I was going to tell you. Okay, so this one is going to go on this side because it's still part of the inside of the card. And then we have not this side. I mean, you could put this on, but I wanted the gold, so I'm going to put that on. So a lot of gluing and a lot of measuring, but it's certainly worth it because the card is very pretty. Okay, so this needs to go and glue on there, and this one needs to glue on here. And you do want to, this is what I learned when you're doing your own examples, is you do want to make sure that you cover up the square that is on the inside. So I've got it covered up. So I'm going to open it because I don't want to lose it. And you only want glue on the right side because it's going to glue on there, and I still have it covered up, so that's good. So we just hold that for 1 second, and the inside should be okay because it follows the other side, so you don't want to get your glue over onto the other part of the card. Okay, let's see, do we get it? Oh, look at that, just like a pro. Okay, now I took this a Sweet Hello, and I got that from the Expressions of Friendship, a Sweet Hello, and I put some dimensions on it, so we'll just raise the sentiment. And I used the punch, this one here, and it was tricky to get this lined up, but you know, a little bit of practice and it works out. Okay, so a Sweet Hello, I put it down, if I have it measured already, I put it down a little bit further because with the dies in this set are these, well, this is the die, it's quite a large piece, and then there are these other little pieces and this one. So on another card I could see just leaving that together, but for today's card I did give it a little bit of a trim, and you just kind of place them where you think you might want them. And let's see, I put this one over here, and then just a small one under here. So let's just put those, I think I'm going to take that off too. Okay, so we just put some more glue on. And I do like it hanging over a little bit. Come on. And give me a hard time. Okay, so I just stick that on there for a moment. I think it's probably because it's little foil on foil, and it just wants to give me a hard time. And then when you have ink on your, or glue on your fingers, it everything sticks except where you want it to. Okay, so there it goes, nice and in place. And what I forgot to do on this card was put the gems, and in this suite, these are polished dots. This one here looks a little off white. Looks very much like it would go well with the coral here. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so I took the coral looking ones and stuck them on here, and one here, and just a small one up here. So that is for that one. And this one here, I used the white ones, and I just put them on the middle part here. But of course we know that we could put them anywhere. So those are our 2 cards today, and I really did have fun doing these because this was a mystery project for our meeting, and you never know how they're going to turn out, and I always get a little nervous about surprises. But it turned out very nice. It was a lovely surprise. So thank you to Catherine for that. And this one here was from the catalog, which I think turned out very well. And I hope you enjoy making these as well. Thank you so much for dropping by, and do have a good week, and I will be back next week. So take care and be safe. Bye for now.